Welcome to Experiments
Experiments in
in Love
Love. We're your hosts, Ash,
and Crystal.
and today we're going to talk about the subject of communication.
Yes, of how it has worked and how it has not worked in our relationship.
And let me tell you, it has not worked a lot very early on.
And
And
still today.
yes, there are still a lot of troubles with communication. In fact, that is still probably the leading issue when something has not worked out. It's because we didn't communicate properly. But there has been amazing headway done. I mean, there's been a lot of growth.
Seriously, and it's been trial and error and learning what works for each of us. And that's what we wanted to talk to you about today because this is a huge challenge for many couples that we talk to is a lot of people feeling like they're just not understood in the relationship.
Yeah. Or they might be feeling lonely in their relationship and not able to ask for love or actually receive love from their partner in the way that their partner is giving it.
Yeah, so we thought we would share with you some of the things that we had to learn about our family of origin methods of communication and why it jacked up our relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Heading into our relationship, it was very rocky. I came from a codependent family where when you speak in very indirect ways, and you expect your partner or whoever you're talking to read between the lines. I'm not going to directly ask you for love and affection, but I'm going to assume that you understand that I'm asking for love and affection.
And whereas I come from a family where we're busy, we're doing a bunch of things, my mom's working a whole lot, so we speak directly and bluntly to each other of this is what I want, this is what I need. I ain't got time to explain it to you anymore. And so there would be times that I'm telling my partner exactly what I need or how I feel, and
And I'd be trying to read between the lines and try to.
there's no lines. There's no lines.
Right? And yeah, it didn't work out very well. We tried to reach each other's minds. Wow, can't talk today. We were trying to read each other's minds and understand what each other was saying, and but it just was not working.
No, I mean, I did have psychic abilities before I met my partner.
I did not.
No, you did not. I predicted you in a tarot reading that said, you will find this emperor who will enter your life. I'm like, ooh, this is great. But then after being with you for quite a while, trying to read what the hell you were thinking or saying, I lost that ability.
Yes, there's only so much static that one mind can take.
Right? Especially knowing now what's really going on in both of our minds.
Yes, squirrels and little birds with googly eyes and party hats.
Don't go in there, it's dangerous.
But yeah, it was like we were speaking different languages. I was speaking German.
And I'm speaking Spanish, and he don't speak Spanish even though he's lived in California for most of his life, y'all.
Right, right. But like, even though there was this huge communication divide, I'd still try to speak louder or slower or use different inflections, and my partner still couldn't understand what I was saying, and vice versa.
Yeah, you're trying to get me to read between the lines, baby. Baby, I'm illiterate. I can't read.
Oh, goodness. But it wasn't just that. Like, it was also the ways that we communicated our love. Like, for those who are not familiar, everybody has these languages of love, sorry. Would you mind explaining that?
Do I mind explaining it? Let me see. No, I don't mind. Okay, so the five languages of love are quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, and physical
Oh
touch.
my.
Unfortunately, that was not my language when we first got together.
Yes, yes. But it was mine, and for some reason I couldn't understand why my partner was not receiving the love that I was giving her by giving her back rubs or hugs. That was me saying I love you from my family of origin. We did lots of hugging and whatnot. From what I perceive, what my partner's told me in the past, um, she was just receiving it as, okay, my partner's rubbing my back. Okay, this is weird.
Seriously, because you were petting me constantly like I was a kitty, and I'm like, I'm not a kitty, I'm a whole human being. Why are you doing this to me? I didn't get it.
Yes, and your acts of service, or your language of love was acts of service, and I did not understand that at all.
Yeah, and for me, coming from my family of origin, my mom worked multiple jobs.
Mm,
So she didn't have time for hugging us. She was like, get off of me. She didn't have time for herself. And I didn't so the touch was never something that meant anything to me. But knowing that she worked hard to take care of me and my sister, that meant my language of love was to clean the house and do the chores so that my mother, someone I really loved, did not have to do so much.
mm.
And so that's what I was doing in our relationship is I'm doing all the chores around the house, cleaning, getting your favorite things. I'm like, do you want me to do this for you? Do you want me to do that for you? And it wasn't registering for you at all.
Yeah, I thought you, in my mind, I'm like, oh, my partner likes a clean house. Great. I'm glad she's doing that. But it wasn't perceived as my partner's doing this because she's trying to say, I love you.
You know,
Well,
no. And don't come over to our house right now. Thanks to my brain injury, I've lost the ability to organize, and dusting is something that I don't believe in doing. So there you go. But coming to find out, what your languages were physical touch, but there was another one for you as well, right?
words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yes, being told I love you actually to me means you love me. I mean, imagine that, but it seems like it would be simple, but for somebody who doesn't value words of affirmation, they might perceive it as just lip service. Oh, you're just saying that because you have to, and I'm
Right.
saying it because I want to, kind of thing.
Right, and that's why it was weird for me when we first got together. Because again, I love you was not something that was said a lot.
Hmm.
Because my mom would be like, love ya, kind of thing. Like she'd turn her head from you and say it. Um, but it's kind of funny that I couldn't understand that you were saying bluntly, really, that you loved me, and I'm like, this doesn't look like love to me because
Hmm.
this isn't the language that I've heard. And for me, my other language was quality time, that you would choose to spend time with me. And again, from family of origin, my mom's busy, so the fact that she would stop
Hmm.
and spend time with me, that meant a lot as a kid. And so when I come into this relationship and I'm spending time with my partner, it's like I really want to value those moments together, but it feels like a lot of times we're just doing quantity time in front of the TV.
Yeah, and to me that was perfectly fine. I enjoyed being close to my partner. I didn't have to do anything, didn't have to go vulnerable, didn't have to put forward a lot of mental effort. I just enjoyed being around my partner. But that probably was related to physical touch because maybe it's proximity.
Right, right. Like the
But
cat.
yeah, the nice thing about this is being able to learn just my partner's languages of love has allowed me to really appreciate these things. And we actually stop and do something like play a board game together or have a really, difficult discussion. I get to feel that love that normally I would not. And
Yeah. And it's nice when we're choosing quantity. Now quality over
yeah.
quantity, but I like a greater quantity of quality. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing that we really had to learn was how we were communicating with ourselves in this process too.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that helped so much was learning what's going on in me. What are my feelings, wants, and needs?
Mm.
And it was going to like the couples program to learn about I statements and couples counseling. I
Right.
statements, what?
Being able to actually ask for our wants or needs or state our feelings. I need a hug. I feel sad today. It might seem like it's simple stuff, but it's a lot more effective than saying something roundabout like I'm ups or I'll use a nice statement. You always do this. You always do that. Why don't you hug me more?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of the same thing is not learning to go towards what I need at all. And that I try to infer it. I'm
Mm.
like, You should do this. You should do that. That's the other one that I would do is you should. I
Oh
would
yeah,
should all over the place.
right.
Shouldn't all over everything.
Shooting all over yourself.
Yes, and that's quite disgusting.
Yeah.
But learning to say, I feel afraid or I feel lonely.
Mm.
Um, I feel uncertain and I'm scared.
Yeah. I found myself a lot more receptive to that because my partner's speaking directly to her feelings and needs. And if my partner says, I'm scared, I can understand. My partner's feeling scared. Whereas before, if it was something roundabout, like when you do this, it causes problems or you're scared, whatever, I get defensive.
Driving, talking about driving,
Yeah.
especially, it's like, oh, you didn't signal. I'm actually should be saying I'm afraid you did not signal and they didn't see us and that
Right.
we would get hit.
Yeah. And I'd just be frustrated, like, why do you care if I signaled? Who's the one driving here?
Right.
But if my partner said I'm scared, I can be like, oh, okay. I can drive a little safer. Yeah.
Right. And that makes the difference of when I acknowledge and notice that my partner has a need and he has stated that he has a need, I can fulfill that need. Whereas if it's never stated, it goes unfulfilled and then there's this disappointment and disconnection that is happening
Yeah.
in the relationship. And so I'm glad that one of the biggest things is that we learned to care enough about the other person's language and to try to learn to speak a little bit of that language as well.
Yeah.
So right now I'm holding my partner's hand as we're doing this because it's like, yeah, as I'm saying these things, it means a lot to me to have depth and connection with you.
Yes. And I'm sitting there going, physical touch, it's love. She loves me.
And I
But
do.
but yeah, it's not about being able to fluently speak your partner's language, but it's being able to say the important things. I love you. I value you. I need affection. I'm afraid. I'm tired today. Whatever it is, just being able to state the core things instead of being like holding this huge conversation about nothing.
Plastic bananas.
Yes, no, it's being able to say I value you and I appreciate you doing this podcast with me.
Yes. And I appreciate you doing this podcast with me too, because it's an act of service and quality time and words of affirmation
Oh,
and physical touch.
it's
And it's an act
all
of service to other people and a gift to our
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, and gifts to others, all five. Yes.
Woo! We're doing the languages, baby. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So we're hoping that coming into this experiment
Hmm.
of language and communication has been useful to you. I mean, at first we were producing mold and it turned into like a little algae bloom and eventually got some flowers on it.
Yeah.
And it's okay to let the old ways of communication die away and make room for the new language that comes up.
Yeah. It's like my partner just stated, it can be kind of rocky in the beginning, but it's the blooming, the fruition is just wonderful. And I'm just eager to see what sort of flower arrangements we can make in the future.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But
That takes time and I think it's going to be magical.
yeah. But thank you all for visiting the lab today. We hope that you get something good out of this, and we've got something good out of it too. So it's been fun to share this time with everyone out there and with my partner.
Yay.
And
And I enjoy it because guess what? This is a public display of affection.
yes,
PDAs are definitely the best
yes, and
because it's able to see that it's possible.
that is the sixth language of love. Anyway, this is Ash
And Crystal,
wishing
wish
you
you
well
well
in your
experiments
experiments in
in
love.
love. Till next time.